Okay, so today we're going deep on Hong Kong neighborhoods.
Really diving in?
Yeah, a deep dive into all the different sides of Hong Kong.
I'm excited for this one. I mean, just the range of stuff we got to work with is amazing.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of articles here, travel guides, blog posts, even some forum discussions.
Exactly. And it's clear from these that Hong Kong is so much more than just skyscrapers and a busy harbor.
So much more.
I mean, you've got the obvious stuff,
Yeah.
crazy nightlife, the food scene,
Oh, the food.
but then also like quiet family areas, historical spots. It's really a city of contrasts.
So what we want to do today is break down each neighborhood, really give our listeners a feel for what they're like.
Like if you were planning a trip or even thinking of moving there.
Exactly. What are the vibes? What are the must-sees, must-eats?
And without getting too bogged down in the details.
Yeah, we want to keep it fun, engaging.
Exactly. So where do you want to start? I mean, with so much to cover.
Let's start with the night owls.
Yeah.
Let's talk about where things really come alive after dark.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. So Wan Chai's got to be our first stop then.
Oh yeah, Wan Chai legendary.
Absolutely. And what's so cool is it's not just bars and clubs, though, of course, there are plenty of those.
Always good to have options.
But what really comes through in these articles is the whole night market scene.
Oh yeah, those markets are intense.
Intense in a good way, though, right? Like imagine the smells, the sounds.
Oh yeah, that's a whole sensory experience right there.
Exactly. The food stalls everywhere, egg waffles grilled, skewers, all that deliciousness.
And you got to haggle for those souvenirs.
Oh, yeah. Bargaining is an art form there.
But it's fun. It's all part of the experience.
Totally. And it's not all traditional stuff either. You get this cool mix of old and new.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of like trendy cafes and art spaces right next to old tea houses.
Exactly. It's that contrast that makes Wan Chai so unique.
Plus, it's pretty easy to get around good bus connections.
That's always a bonus, especially after a few drinks.
For sure.
Okay, so if Wan Chai is about markets and that mix of old and new, then Sim Shat Sui is all about the bars.
TST. Yeah, classic Hong Kong.
Absolutely. And the variety is insane. I mean, you got rooftop bars with those killer harbor views.
Oh yeah. Gotta love a rooftop bar.
Then you've got pubs with live music. Some even have open mic nights.
That's cool. A bit more low-key.
And then, of course, you got your nightclubs if you want to dance till dawn.
Plenty of options for every mood, basically.
Exactly. And let's not forget happy hour.
Oh, yeah. Gotta
Yeah.
love a good deal on drinks.
Especially in a city like Hong Kong.
Exactly. But TSC isn't just about the nightlife, right?
No, not at all. It's actually a great base for exploring Kowloon in general.
Yeah, it's right there on the harbor. So easy access to everything.
You've got the Hong Kong Heritage Discovery Center, which looks really interesting.
I've heard good things about that one, yeah.
And then, of course, shopping malls galore.
If you need a break from all the history and culture.
Exactly. Or maybe
Right.
you need to pick up some souvenirs.
Okay, so let's move on to our final stop for nightlife.
Okay, so Mongkok then, right?
Mongkok. Yeah, this one's all about the energy, the crowds, the festivals.
I've seen videos of Mongkok. It's like a sensory overload in the best way possible.
Absolutely, and the festivals are what really set it apart.
Yeah, you've got the dragon boat races, which are insane.
So much energy, so much skill.
And the lion dances. Those costumes are incredible.
Oh yeah, the colors, the movements, it's mesmerizing.
And then the traditional opera performances. That's a whole other level of culture.
Definitely not your average night out.
And of course, food stalls everywhere you go.
It's Hong Kong, you gotta have food.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're basically surrounded by amazing sights, sounds, smells, and tastes.
The ultimate immersion.
And let's not forget, the Mongkok is famous for those.
Oh yeah, the ladies' market, the flower market, it's like a whole different world.
A world of bargains if you're good at haggling.
Definitely gotta be ready to negotiate.
But it's an experience you won't find anywhere else.
Okay, so we've covered the nightlife hotspots.
We've partied hard enough for one night.
For sure. So let's switch gears and talk about families.
Okay, yeah. Where are the best places for families in Hong Kong?
Well, one that stands out is Tai Hang.
Tai Hang, interesting. I don't know much about that one.
It's not as well known as some of the others, but it's got a lot going for it, especially for families.
So what makes it so family friendly?
Well, for starters, it's got some really good schools and kindergartens.
So education's a priority there.
Definitely. And that's a big draw for families, obviously.
Makes sense. You want your kids to get a good education.
Exactly. But It's not just about the schools, it's also the overall vibe.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, it's got a real community feel.
Yeah.
People look out for each other.
That's nice, especially in a big city.
Exactly. And there are plenty of parks and green spaces for kids to play.
That's essential. Got to have those outdoor spaces.
Absolutely. Plus, it's not too far from the city center.
So parents can still have a career and all that.
Exactly. It's a good balance.
Okay, so Tai Hang sounds like a great option for families who prioritize education and community.
For sure. Now, let's talk about Saikong.
Ah, Saikong, that's more my speed.
Yeah, nature lover.
Guilty as charged, and Saikong is all about the outdoors.
It's like Hong Kong's backyard.
Exactly. Hiking trails, beaches, parks, you name it.
Perfect for families who love to get active.
Oh, yeah. Imagine weekend hikes, family picnics on the beach.
It's like a mini vacation every weekend.
Exactly. And it's supposed to be a bit more affordable than living in the center.
Which is a big plus for families.
For sure. But, of course, there's a trade-off.
The commute.
Yeah, it's a bit further out, so getting into the city takes longer.
For some families, that's worth it for the peace and quiet.
And the fresh air, the nature, it's a lifestyle choice for sure.
Okay, one more family-friendly neighborhood to cover.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yuen Long.
Yuen Long. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a bit further out even than Saikong.
So even more of a commute then.
Yeah, but that also means it's even more affordable.
Okay. That's good for families on a budget.
Exactly. And it's got a really strong sense of community.
So people know their neighbors look out for each other.
Exactly. There are lots of local events, family-oriented stuff.
Like what kind of events?
Things like sports clubs, arts and crafts workshops, community festivals, that kind of thing.
Sounds wholesome.
Yeah, it's got a really nice vibe.
And I bet the parks are amazing with all that space.
Oh, yeah. Tons of green space for kids to run around.
Plus the transport links are getting better all the time.
Exactly. So it's becoming more and more connected.
Okay, Yuen Long sounds like a hidden gem for sure.
Definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so we've covered the party animals and the family folks.
Now it's time to talk about the foodies.
Oh, yeah! Bring on the food!
And where else to start than Sham Shui Po?
Sham Shui Po, the street food capital of Hong Kong.
Pretty much. I mean, it's legendary.
And from what I've read, it's not just the variety, it's the affordability, too.
Yeah, you can eat like a king without breaking the bank.
Now that's my kind of place.
So what are some of the must-try dishes?
Well, of course, you gotta have the egg waffles. Those are a classic.
The crispy outside, the soft inside. So good.
And then there's chung fun. Those are steamed rice noodle rolls, usually filled with savory stuff.
I love those so much.
And then you've got fish balls, which are super popular.
Those are like a whole different ball game in Hong Kong.
Apparently, yeah. And for the adventurous eaters, there's stinky tofu.
That's one I'm not sure I'm brave enough for.
I'm with you on that one, but hey, maybe one day.
And it's not just street food, right?
Oh, no. Sham Shui To's got markets galore.
So you can get fresh ingredients, cook up a storm at home.
Exactly. It's a foodie's paradise.
Okay, so we've done the budget-friendly eats. Now let's talk about the high-end stuff.
Okay, so Central then, right?
Central, yeah, the heart of Hong Kong's financial district.
And also the home of some serious fine dining.
Oh, yeah. Michelin stars galore.
And celebrity chefs' restaurants with those crazy tasting menus.
The kind of place you go for a special occasion.
Yeah, anniversary, birthday promotion, you know, the deal.
Exactly. And the views are usually amazing, too.
Oh, yeah, overlooking the harbor, the city lights. It's all part of the experience.
Definitely an unforgettable dining experience.
As long as you're prepared to drop some serious cash.
Yeah, Central doesn't come cheap.
But hey, sometimes it's worth it to splurge.
Okay, so we've done street food, we've done fine dining now. Let's talk about something a bit different.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's next?
Wong Chuk Hang.
Wong Chuk Hang. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a bit off the beaten path, but that's what makes it so cool.
So what's special about it?
Well, it used to be mainly industrial, factories, warehouses, that kind of thing.
Okay, so not exactly a tourist hotspot.
Not back then, but now it's undergoing this amazing transformation.
So what's happening there now?
It's becoming a real hub for art and cafes.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, they're taking these old industrial buildings and turning them into gallery studios and cafes.
So it's got that industrial chic vibe.
Exactly. Exposed brickwork, high ceilings, the look.
And the cafes, are they any good?
Oh, yeah. Amazing coffee, delicious food, and often locally sourced ingredients.
So it's not just about the aesthetics, it's about the quality, too.
Exactly. It's a really unique spot, definitely worth checking out.
I'm adding it to my list.
Okay, so we've covered the deliciousness of Hong Kong.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
But we've got more to explore.
Okay, so what's next?
Let's talk about history.
Ah, yes. Hong Kong's got layers of history.
Exactly. And each neighborhood tells a different part of that story.
So where do we start?
Let's start with North Point.
North Point. Okay, I'm listening.
It's often overlooked, which is a shame because it's got some real hidden gems.
So what kind of historical stuff are we talking
Oh,
about?
there's the State Theater, which is this amazing example of Art Deco architecture.
I've seen pictures of that place. Those curved arches are incredible.
It's a real landmark. And then there's Oil Street Art Space, which used to be the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club clubhouse.
Wow, so it's got a nautical connection.
Exactly. And then you've got all these old tenement buildings, which give you a glimpse into everyday life back in the day.
So North Point is like a time capsule.
In a way, yeah, it's a really fascinating neighborhood to explore.
Okay, so where to next on our historical tour?
Let's head to Kennedy Town.
Kennedy Town. Okay, another one I'm not too familiar with.
It's on the western side of Hong Kong Island.
Okay, so what's the historical vibe there?
It's a great place for historical walks. Just wandering around and discovering remnants of the past.
So like what kind of remnants?
Well, they're these Forbes Street stone columns, which are pretty cool.
Stone columns, huh? What's the story behind those?
They were part of a retaining wall built back in the 1800s.
Wow, so they've seen a lot of history.
And then there's the old Dairy Farm Depot, which is now a heritage site.
Interesting, so you can see how things used to be done.
Exactly. And then there's the Kennedy Town Playa, which is a waterfront promenade with great views.
Sounds like a nice place for a stroll.
Definitely. And all along the way, you're surrounded by this mix of old and new buildings, which gives you a real sense of the neighborhood's evolution.
Okay, so Kennedy Town is all about active exploration, discovering history on foot.
Exactly. Now for our final stop on the history trail.
Let's hear it.
We're going back to Tsim Sha Tsui.
TST again, but this time for history, not nightlife.
Exactly. It's not just about the bars and the shopping.
So what's the historical draw?
Well, it's got a bunch of great museums.
Like what kind of museums?
The big one is the Hong Kong Museum of History.
That's a classic, gotta learn about the city's past.
Exactly. And then you've got the Hong Kong Science Museum, which is always fun.
Science museums are the best.
And then there's the Hong Kong Space Museum, which is perfect for anyone who's ever dreamed of being an astronaut.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm adding TST to my history list.
Okay, so we've covered the past.
Now let's escape the city.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need a break from all the hustle and bustle.
I hear that. So where are the best places to escape to?
Well, Sai Kung makes another appearance here.
Sai Kung again, but this time for nature, not families.
Exactly. It's really the ultimate escape from the city.
So what are we talking about? Hiking trails, beaches?
All of that and more.
More like what?
Well, there's the McElhouse Trail, which is this 100-kilometer hiking trail that goes through some amazing scenery.
100 kilometers. Wow, that's serious hiking.
It is, but you can also do shorter sections of it if you're not up for the whole thing.
Okay, that's more my speed.
And even if you don't hike, there are plenty of beaches and parks to explore.
Just being surrounded by nature is enough sometimes.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to get there from the city.
So it's a doable day trip.
Exactly. Perfect for a weekend getaway.
Okay, so Sai Kung is the go-to for a full-on nature immersion.
For sure. Now let's talk about beaches.
Beach is always a good idea.
And one spot that's often recommended is Stanley.
Stanley. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
It's a popular spot, but the tip is to go a bit further out from the main beach.
Okay, so avoid the crowds.
Exactly. You'll find much quieter stretches of sand.
Sounds peaceful.
Very peaceful. And the water's usually pretty calm, too.
Perfect for swimming or just relaxing.
Exactly. And there are some nice little cafes and restaurants in Stanley, too.
So you can make a day of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, another option for a beach day is Repulse Bay.
Repulse Bay, yeah. That one's famous.
It is, but it can get pretty crowded, especially on weekends.
Okay, so maybe not the best choice for peace and quiet.
Probably not, but it's still a beautiful beach, and there's a good vibe there.
Okay, so if you don't mind the crowds, Repulse Bay could be fun.
Exactly.
Oh.
Now, let's talk about a more unexpected escape from the city.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's this one?
Tai Hang.
Tai Hang again, but this time for peace and quiet.
Yeah, it's not just about the schools and the community feel.
So what else is there?
Well, it's actually got some really nice little parks hidden away in its back streets.
Okay, that's surprising.
Yeah, they're not big parks, but they're perfect for a quick escape from the noise and the crowds.
So like a little oasis of calm.
Exactly. You could sit and read, have a picnic, just relax and recharge.
Sounds lovely.
It is amazing what a difference a bit of green space can make.
Okay, so Tai Hang's got more to offer than meets the eye.
Definitely, it's a neighborhood of surprises.
Okay, so we've relaxed and recharged.
Now it's time to hit the shops.
Time to spend some money.
And where better to start than Mong Kok?
Ah, Mongkok, back to the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this time, it's shopping chaos.
So what's the shopping scene like there?
Well, it's all about the markets.
Okay, like which markets?
The big ones are the ladies' market, the flower market, and the goldfish market.
The goldfish market, I've got to see that.
It's amazing they sell all kinds of fish and aquatic creatures.
Wow. So it's not just clothes and souvenirs.
Not at all. Mongkok's markets have everything you could imagine.
And I bet the prices are good.
They can be if you're good at haggling.
Got to put those bargaining skills to the test.
Exactly. But even if you don't buy anything, it's just fun to walk around and soak up the atmosphere.
It's like a performance.
Totally.
Okay.
Okay, so Mongkok is all about the bustling markets. Now, let's go somewhere a bit more chilled.
Okay. I'm ready for a change of pace.
Let's head to Xingwan.
Shongwan. Okay.
Right.
What's the vibe there?
It's a bit more hipster, a bit more boutique-y.
So like independent shops, unique finds.
Exactly. You won't find any big chain stores here.
That's cool. I like supporting local businesses.
And you can find some really cool stuff. Vintage clothes, handmade jewelry, antiques.
Sounds like my kind of place.
And it's got a really nice atmosphere, too. There are traditional Chinese medicine shops, tea houses, art galleries.
So it's a mix of old and new.
Exactly. It's a really cool neighborhood to just wander around and explore.
Okay, so Shongwan's for the discerning shopper.
Absolutely. Now for our final shopping destination.
Let's hear it.
We're going back to Simshatsui.
TST again. Wow, this place is versatile.
It is, but this time it's all about the mega malls.
Okay, so high-end brands, designer labels.
All of that and more.
So which malls are we talking about?
The big ones are Harbor City I Square and K11 Musea.
Those are some serious shopping destinations.
They are, and they've got everything you could possibly want. Clothes,
Yeah.
electronics, books, food, entertainment.
So you can easily spend a whole day there.
Oh, yeah. And it's all air-conditioned, which
Mm.
is a big plus in Hong Kong's heat.
Definitely. But I bet it gets crowded.
It can, especially on weekends.
Okay, so maybe avoid those times if you can.
Good advice. Okay, so we've shopped till we dropped.
My wallet's feeling lighter already.
Now we need to figure out how to get around.
Yeah, Hong Kong's got a reputation for good public transport.
It does. And one of the key hubs is Central.
Central, yeah. Makes sense. It's the heart of the city.
And it's got amazing MTR connections.
The MTR, that's the subway, right?
Exactly. And Central's got multiple lines intersecting there, so you can get pretty much anywhere.
Sounds efficient.
It is. It's one of the best subway systems in the world.
But I bet it gets crowded.
It can during peak hours, but they're pretty good at managing the crowds.
Okay, good to know. And what about getting to and from the airport?
Central's got a direct connection to the Airport Express.
So no need for expensive taxis.
Exactly. The MTR is the way to go.
Okay, so Central's a transport hub.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about Wan Chai.
Wan Chai. Okay, I'm listening.
Wan Chai is all about the buses.
Buses, really? I thought Hong Kong was all about the MTR.
It is, but Wan Chai's got a really extensive bus network.
Okay, so you can get all over the place.
Exactly. And they've got both the regular double-decker buses and the minibuses.
Minibuses, what are those like?
They're smaller and they run on more specific routes.
Okay, so they're like a local secret?
In a way, yeah, they can be a bit faster than the regular buses because they don't have as many stops.
Handy if you're in a hurry.
Exactly. And there's an app called City Mapper, which is really helpful for navigating the bus system.
Okay, I'll have to download that.
That's a lifesaver, honestly.
Okay, so Wan Chai is all about the buses.
For sure. Now, for our final transportation option,
Let's hear it.
we're going to Sai Wan Ho.
Sai Wan Ho. Okay, tell me about it.
Sai Wan Ho is all about the ferries.
Ferries. Oh, that sounds nice.
It's a really relaxing way to travel.
So where can you go on the ferries?
They go to various islands and also to other parts of Hong Kong Island and Kowloon.
Okay, so they're actually a practical way to get around.
Exactly. And the views are amazing, especially at sunset.
Oh, yeah. Imagine cruising across the harbor with the city lights twinkling.
It's magical. And the ferries are usually pretty uncrowded, too.
That's a bonus, especially after the MTR and the buses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a more scenic and relaxed way to travel, the ferry is the way to go.
I'm sold. I'm taking a ferry next time I'm in Hong Kong.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We've explored every nook and cranny of Hong Kong's neighborhoods.
From the vibrant nightlife to the peaceful escapes from the Michelin-starred restaurants to bustling street food stalls.
From the mega malls to the local markets, from the hiking trails to the beaches.
We've really seen it all.
And it's clear that Hong Kong is a city of contrasts.
Absolutely. There's something for everyone here.
Whether you're a party animal, a foodie, a history buff, a nature lover, or a shopaholic.
Hong Kong has got you covered.
And what I find so fascinating is how each neighborhood has its own distinct personality.
Exactly. It's like a collection of mini cities all within one big city.
And I think that's what makes Hong Kong so special.
It's that diversity, that energy, that constant sense of discovery.
And I hope our listeners are feeling inspired to explore it for themselves.
Me too. Whether they're planning a trip or just armchair traveling.
I think we've given them a good starting point.
Definitely. And here's a final thought for you to ponder.
Okay, hit me.
As we've seen, Hong Kong is a city made up of so many different pieces.
A real mosaic.
Exactly. And I think that's true of any big city, really.
There are always hidden layers waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. So next time you're in a new city, don't just stick to the tourist trail.
Get off the beaten path, talk to the locals, explore the different neighborhoods.
You never know what you might find.
That's the beauty of travel.
And that's the beauty of cities like Hong Kong.
They keep you guessing. They keep you coming back for more.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Hong Kong's neighborhoods.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy exploring.
Stay curious.